Nithyanandeshwara Samarambam Nithyanandeshwari Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. Conquering time. First, few basic understandings, few basic truths. Please understand, every sacred secret, every sacred truth I am uttering, every word need to be internalized and internalized. Do not sit with the intellectual tiredness. Usually people have this pattern. Tell us finally what we should do. No, things don't work like that. Please understand. Every word I am uttering matters. I'll give you a small example from my own life. One of my guru, Annamalai Swamigal, in course of conversation he told me that we are not the body, we are beyond pain and suffering. When I was sitting alone and contemplating about it, we are not the body, we are beyond pain and suffering. What does he mean by it? I actually experimented. I took a knife and cut my thigh to see whether we have pain or not. Of course, I had pain and I was taken to hospital and stitches were done and all that has happened. But I could not think what my guru uttered is lie. I was continuously contemplating. I had a yoga guru. He was also a Paramahamsa. One day he explained, he usually comes to the house where I was born and brought up. He will come home early morning, 4 o'clock, and drag me out of the bed and take me to the temple and teach yoga. I was a kid. Sometimes the moment I am out of bed, he will make me drink coffee so that I will not go back to bed. One day he was telling, see, before coffee, how you feel that you want to lie down and nothing other than sleep matters. Just a cup of coffee, you are ready to listen to me. And suddenly I became more important. Yoga becomes more important. All the ideas that you should do yoga makes more sense. Without a cup of coffee, all the ideas you should sleep makes more sense. Just with a cup of coffee, all the ideas you should do yoga and take care of your health, build your body so you can get enlightened. All these ideas make sense. He made a very important statement which I want to translate in English for all of you. He said, the physiological, psychological, neurological effect on you is not you. Please understand. One guru made a statement, you are not the body. The other guru made a statement, the physiological, psychological, neurological effects happening on you is not you. How many of you click with that second statement? Actually, both statements finally mean the same, but the second statement suddenly made so much sense to me. Yes. Please understand. Because I could see my seeking is not just equivalent to a cup of coffee, but a cup of coffee can make such big impact. It can just drive away the sleep, make the whole yoga happen in me with enthusiasm, excitement. So when I was analyzing, cup of coffee cannot be equivalent to my seeking. Or equivalent to me. Understand? The idea he conveyed to me, my yoga guru, is whether you have the feeling sleeping is more important, that is my first priority, I don't care about anything else, or you feel no, after a cup of coffee, the thought current, no, I have to be doing, this has to be done for my enlightenment, for my growth. Whether you have this thought current before cup of coffee or thought current after cup of coffee, both thought currents does not matter. Both thought currents are not you. Both thought currents are empowered by you, not you. That is what the master, the first guru means, Annamalai Swamigal means, you are not the body, you are not the mind. When Annamalai Swamigal told me, you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are beyond pain and suffering, the statement did not make sense for me. But when my yoga guru explained, physiological, psychological happenings are not you, it really made sense. Understand? Throughout this program, every statement I make is going to directly work on your inner space, which is required for me to transmit this experience to you. Actually, when I had the click, oh, psychological, physiological, neurological effects happening on me is not me, I tell you. From the next day, I didn't need coffee to wake me up. The understanding, physiological, psychological effects happening on me is not me, liberated me. Not only from coffee, after that, never ever I understand something called low mood or depression or not feeling well or stressed. I tell you, all these words are really strange. Still, I am not able to comprehend those words. When people come and tell me, I really feel bad for them, but I feel, oh God, I'm not able to grasp what they mean by this word. All those words have no meaning in my life because it was such a clear understanding. Now sit to grasp those understandings. If you are sitting with the idea, all these are okay, Swamiji, you tell me finally what I should do, I will do that. That is intellectual tiredness. Please understand. Egg, if it is broken from outside by force, a life ends. If it is broken from inside, a life starts. If you sit with intellectual tiredness, you finally tell me what I should do. Even if I tell you finally what you should do, if you do, it will be like a breaking the egg from outside. Even if I transmit experience to you, you won't retain it. When I transmit and you don't retain, it is called satori. When I transmit and you retain, it is called samadhi. Annamalai Swamigal, what he tried to transmit, what my yoga guru transmitted, Yogananda Puri, both are actually one and the same. The first transmission may be my intellectual tiredness. It was only a satori, it never becomes samadhi in me. But the second, when Yogananda Puri explained, maybe it clicked with me, it becomes samadhi, a permanent experience. After that, never ever I had a respect for any of the physiological, psychological happening in my system. And no physiological, psychological happening could have any say on my system. Please be in the space of internalizing every truth I am going to share with you. So, it becomes samadhi in you. The permanent transformation in you. It becomes eternal understanding in you. We are going to have a special meditation process end of the sessions today and tomorrow. But that does not mean that is the essence of the session. Now you don't need to be receiving. Every word I am uttering is a process. Please understand, because the subject is so subtle. Subject is so subtle. See, when my first guru told me, you are not the body, you are beyond pain and suffering. It is truth, but it is too to grasp. It's too physical. But when my yoga guru told me, experientially, which he was able to convey into my listening, the psychological, physiological, neurological effects are happenings in you is not you. Not only it clicked with me, it brought tremendous liberation. What my first guru, the Annamalai Swami, was trying to make in me, the yoga guru made it because he spoke into my listening. Now, every statement I am going to utter, I want to speak into your listening. I will also take the responsibility of making it as clear as possible. And I also request you to be intensely listening without this intellectual tiredness, thinking, end of the day there is going to be a meditation process and Swamiji will do whatever need to be done. I just need to tolerate this to have that process. Please do not have that, because every word I am uttering matters. Come to the space of listening. The first statement I am making, please listen. The first statement I am making, time is a matter. Second statement, it is not absolute as you think. Please understand. Now I will make these statements into your experience. These two are the Mahavagyas now. When you perceive this world through this body, you can never doubt the authenticity of this body or the authority of this body. But when you are perceiving the dream world through the dream body, this body does not have authority over you. Please understand. When you are perceiving dreams with the dream body, this body does not have authority over you. Same way, when you are perceiving this world through this body, the dream body does not have authority over you. When you understand there is a body which has authority over you at some time, does not have authority over you in some other time, you can understand this body also has authority over you, sometime does not have a right over you in some other time. Listen. As long as you perceive this world through this body, you think this has authority over you. You can't understand a space without this body. Same way, because you are constantly perceiving the world, because you are constantly perceiving your reality through time, you think time is absolute and it is truth, just like how you feel your body is truth. Listen. I'll repeat the essence. When you see, perceive this world through this body, you take this body as authority. Sometimes you question this reality, but not this body. When you are so busy in doing business with currency, you forget to question the authority of the currency. That itself is a myth. When you are doing business using diamonds, you forget to question the authority of the diamond. You are so busy in giving 100, taking 50, giving 200, taking 400. You forget the diamond itself is not something precious, or it does not have an authority other than created demand. Please understand. I am not questioning, I am not saying don't do business. All I am trying to tell you is understand the stupidity, you can play with it beautifully. The moment I understood, it clicked with my system that physiological, psychological effects on me is not me. So much liberation, such liberation. Such a beautiful space. It was such an absolute ecstasy. Knowing even that ecstasy is not me. When you know even the joy happening in you is not you, the joy stays with you permanently. All joys disappear the moment you try to grab them. The first truth, time is a matter. And it does not matter. Time is a matter and it does not matter. You can manipulate it. as you can manipulate your body. Understand? You can make your body big or small with certain practices, diet control. You can manipulate it. You can play with it. Same way, you can play with time. You can play with time. How? We will see next. But some of the basic truths, you can play with it. I'll try to share with you all a conversation I had with Arunagiri Yogeshwara. It's too personal and intimate, but I think I have to share so that you will understand the concept of time as Mahadeva explains in Agamas. One day I was sitting and talking to him. I was just so much in love, awed by his presence. It will always be for spending time I will be talking. There is nothing serious about what I am talking to him. That is why how much ever I try, I am not able to recount or recall everything I heard from him. Very less only I am able to recall, because all the time I was only awed and just I want to spend time with him. That was the purpose. So talking is only secondary. I was talking so that he will not get up and go. To make him sit, I have to talk. Listen carefully. The conversation was about time and space. He was trying to explain time and space to me. It is time you understand every statement, so that it becomes just part of you. You also need to know the value of one single truth hitting you properly. Please understand, it was just one single truth. My understanding about, just a cup of coffee, only that much is the gap between me and my seeking. It was such revelation. The laziness and powerlessness, and the powerfulness I felt after a cup of coffee. I understood very clearly, both are not me. I am something beyond this too. Just that one understanding liberated me forever from all the physiological and psychological ups and downs. Never ever I had any respect for the physiological, psychological ups and downs in my system. And you don't know what great liberation it can be. So please understand. Now, even understandings can liberate you from many patterns you are having, and with understanding, if I lead you into the process, the experience I transmit will become samadhi in you, means permanent. Without you understanding or without you developing the right context also, I can put you in experience. That will be by force, it will only be satori, you won't be able to retain that. So allow every statement to work on you, because even I am feeling, I am explaining something very subtle. It's almost like I am not playing with Saraswati, I am playing with Saraswati's veena. Listen to this conversation I had with Arunagiri Yogeshwara, because this is going to give you a very important click understanding about time. The discussion was about time and space. I was asking him, some questions about Kala Bhairava. That is the way the conversation started, and he was trying to explain the time and the effect of time on our system and our understanding. Naturally, I could not grasp everything immediately. So the conversation boiled down to, he was trying to explain to me, time is just your mental experience, mental perception. It can be imploded or exploded. Listen, it can be imploded or exploded as you want. So naturally it was too much for me. Then he touched something in my very personal life and explained. Of course, it is a very intimate conversation, but I'll share it with you all because it will do good to all of you. I had the problem of bedwetting as a child. So, when I was talking to him, it was around maybe I was 11. At that time, I used to have that problem of bedwetting. He just picked up my hand with a lot of care. He was trying to guide me, asking, when you have a bedwetting, what goes on in your dream state and deep sleep state? I slowly described, I contemplated and described. I used to feel first my bladder is full. Then I'll feel in the dream that I am in a restroom and I should relieve myself. And then in next few minutes, I'll only feel my bed is wet. I explained the step by step. He said, exactly, this is time. Please listen. It was such powerful click for me. I'll tell you exactly what he said. He said, how the moment your bladder is full, your brain can create the restroom which is not there and give you the comfortable feeling you are protected, safe, you are in a proper place, please relieve yourself. Only after that signal goes to the body, the internal organs decide to relieve and relieves itself. The pressure inside you to perceive something, to have some experience, creates the concept of time and gives you various experiences. Pressure inside you, that bladder is full, creates the restroom ambience in your brain, which is actually not there, but gives you a comfortable feeling, you can relieve yourself. Same way, desire to have certain experiences, that pressure inside you creates time which is not there and gives you various experiences. I'll try to convey much deeper the same truth further. Now you understand this much. The whole idea of time is your will and decision. I can give you 100 examples. When you are sitting with somebody whom you like or doing something which you like, your passion, you don't know how the time passes. Time gives you a different experience about you, about life, about world. But when you are sitting with somebody whom you don't like, or when you are doing something about which you are forced, time gives you different experience about yourself, world and life. This one small example I have seen in my own life. Morning 5 o'clock, early morning 5 o'clock to night 11 o'clock, I'll be sitting with Arunagiri Yogeshwara. I don't know how the sun rises and sun sets, but at night, few hours when I need to be in the house, away from him, I'll move the clock 10 times, thinking that it is not moving, it has stopped. I'll feel why the nights are so long. Time is slow when you wait. Time is fast when you are late. Time is deadly when you are sad. Time is short when you are happy. Time is endless when you are in pain. Time is long when you feel bored. Every time, time is determined by your feelings and psychological conditions, not by clocks. So learn to have nice time always. Whatever now I am sharing, most of you may know that ideas, nothing new. But I am trying to set the context so that I can lead you into the deeper understanding, especially the experience to make these understandings permanent. Time is a matter it does not matter. It can be manipulated as you want. You can play with it as you want. One more understanding I received from Arunagiri Yogeshwara about time. Listen carefully. The whole life is just a vast canvas. Space is the canvas. Imagine 200-mile length canvas on which lot of paintings are there. The paintings which you already perceived is called past. The painting you are perceiving is present. The painting you are going to perceive is future. But the truth is, all three exist. All three exist. Next statement I am making. Please listen. First statement I am making. Past, present, future, all three exist. And the next statement I am making, you can alter all the three. We always think, if all three already exist, how can I alter my future? If it is already existing, how can I alter? Understand? The painting exists does not mean you can't add something to it. Your powerlessness, I can't add something to it, only makes you stop adding. And very important statement I am making now. Not only you can alter the future, you can alter your past. How? We will make. You can alter your past. You may think, this is too much. How? We will see after the meal break. I'll give you clear experiential understanding about these 4-5 statements I made. During this meal break, go on, chew these statements along with your food. 1, time is a matter, it does not matter. 2nd, your psychological ups and downs, physiological ups and downs are not you. Next, your past, present, future exists now. Next, it exists now does not mean you are bound by it. You can alter not only your future, even your past. Let's gather for next session. Thank you. Be blissful. Nithyanandeshwari Adi Shakti Madhyama Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. I welcome you all with my love and respects. I welcome everyone sitting with us throughout the world through Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Nithyananda TV Live, and two-way video conferencing, having Nayana Diksha. Let me reintroduce Amritattva Aushadha once more. Even before coming down, just few minutes before, getting all the deities which I do Atma Puja, even before getting all of them down, coming down, I don't know how many of you will believe, I was feeling very shy. I'm going to go and claim in the to an international group of people who are adults, who can think, my devotees, I'm going to go and claim Amritattva. Means immortality. You can't even call this too good to be true, too big promise and all those words, understand? I was just wondering how I am logically even going to make people understand. Cognizing is next, understand? There are different levels. Logically, I need to explain the whole science, and because in the name of scrutiny, only Hindus suffer all the attacks. No other religion need to justify their claims, forget about proving. They don't need to justify. But Hindus, even if they prove, they will be attacked. Anyhow, that crowd one side, at least to my disciples, I need to logically present the whole science. The science need to make sense to our inner space. That is what is logical understanding. Then internalizing, then coming to conclusion. When it becomes conclusion, it starts happening in us. So, I was wondering how I am going to present this science logically, because it is such subtle, powerful thought current, words which always make sense in you, either this or that. Understand these words. Words have such big difficulty. It always conveys to you this or that. But the most subtle thought currents cannot get controlled by this or that. So I'll try my best to present this whole thought current of Amritattva, Kala. Understand the first concept idea, thought current I am introducing. Kala means the happening of the nature in existence, purusha. In the existence, something is moving, happening, which gives a different experience. You call it as time. Understand? It is time that gives us the perception of happening. Shiva is perceived as Shakti, happening because of the time. Without time, you cannot perceive any happening. Movement of the sun, moon, planets. Time is a movement happening in space. Understand? If you just somehow bear with me for next half an hour and intensely listen to this truth, you will get the courage to come along with me to experience this Amritattva Aushadha. Understand? Now you need tremendous courage, which just cannot come by your devotion or emotional attachment. No. Love alone will not be able to pull. That alone cannot give you enough inspiration to travel with me in this whole process. You need understanding. All your components, logic, love, everything need to cooperate for you to come with me in this journey of Amritattva. Because logic is irrefutably one of your important component. Do not allow tiredness, boredom, non-listening now. Listen intensely and sincerely. Kala, like movements of the nature, sun, moon, planets, the whole flow. The Kala is converted into our day-to-day time by our mind. Listen. Movement of the sun, moon, nature. For example, before the invention of the clock, any time measurement system, whatever we know was happening is Kala. Once we learned the time measurement system and evolved certain logic for the flow of the time, like 24 hours, 1 hour is 60 minutes, 60 minutes is 60 seconds. When we started evolving certain mechanisms to grasp and measure the unit of time and try to come to terms with the large happening of Kala, with our mediocre understanding of time. Listen. We feel lost, overwhelmed with understanding of Kala. It's too big, too vast, too much. So we need to hold on to something like Originally, when you assume this body, you do not hold this body. You may own it, but you don't possess it. You just live in your superconscious space, radiate you, have this body also as part of you. But unfortunately, somehow you want to be more defined. In the name of getting grounded, you get caught. Same way, the space of timelessness, the Kala, is too much for you to exist. For various reasons, you start understanding Nera, means your time, as Kala. Understand? I am not against the unit of time, second, minute, hour, day, week, month, year, decade. No, I am not against this unit and the measuring with unit. I am only against coming to conclusion, this understanding is a complete understanding about Kala. The nature's flow and our measurement system is being superimposed and impersonated in your day-to-day cognition, brings Kshara destruction. Listen, let me repeat. You are supposed to reach the moon. You get into a horse carriage, and that goes into the road which has many bumps, and that jumps in the bumps. You think you are flying, and you are inside the carriage which is completely curtained. In this delusion, how many hours you may travel in the horse carriage? You may go up and down, but not to the moon. That is precisely happening in us. Listen. The innermost core space in you is constantly in the mood that you are beyond the Kala. In your day-to-day life, you are constantly cognizing Kala as your day-to-day time. I'll give you some more examples. In your inner space, if you decide purpose of your life is money, so your Kala gets converted into your time. Every day your time, particular hours are spent on making money. Listen. Same way, in your innermost space, if you decide the purpose of your life is health, then that gets converted into an action point. Everyday time, particular time you spend for yoga or making yourself healthy, whatever you believe as which brings you health. As experience, this experience is available in me. I'll have to just construct it as a thought current for you to understand in your logic. So, Listen very carefully. Because end of the session I am going to declare or claim two big things. Two big claim. It will look too big or as impossible if you miss this thought current. Only if you come along with me, understand this thought current, you will understand, yes, that is possible. Mahadeva says, when the click happens, that is what is initiation. When I share, declare, claim something, if it hits your inner space and your core feels, yes, it is possible, then initiation has happened. So listen. Let me repeat again. Kala, the pure space of happening, when it gets converted into certain purpose in your life, it is reduced to Nera, your day to day, and divided by your unquestioned enemies occupying your time. Listen. This is one more word I am introducing. Many of you never questioned, do you need so much of food you are taking for your day-to-day healthy life? Do you need so much of sleep you are having for your day-to-day healthy life? Do you need many of these things which you call as your need really for the way you want to exist? That is what I call part of your life under the possession of your unquestioned enemies. You don't need to fight with them. Just even if you question them, they will disappear. You have so many enemies like them who will disappear just by your questioning or sitting in your system. Your laziness, your tiredness, your boredom, your cunningness, your decision to cheat your own life's purpose, your decision to go against your own very existence. Look in, understand. The unquestioned enemies, the enemies of you, whom you are not questioning, who are occupying your inner space, they divide and create gap between your Kala and Nera. Means your existence and your perception of your existence. Surely all the time you can measure, 100 year or 200 year put together is not your Kala or life. Listen. Then whole 100 years, if you are going to make $10 billion as per the calculation you have, somebody gives $10 billion, you are ready to die? No. That's too stupid. That's foolish. You all know the Kala as huge possibilities than the Nera with which you function. Nera means time. When the Kala gets mapped in your unconscious way of living, it is called time. The translation of the existential reality into your perception reality. Existential reality is Kala and your perceived reality is time. In this conversion, I should say it is more like a convulsion, not even conversion. In this convulsion, your unquestioned enemies, the enemies you entertain in your perception just because you never questioned them. You have 100-acre land, 200 tenants are sitting, not that there is any agreement between you and your tenants, because you never questioned them, they are living there. Even if you just go for a survey and ask them, hey, this is my land, they will just vacate, and they may even run away, disappear. They will never even look at your face. How many of you feel in your life you have many of your perceived enemies who are there just because you did not question them, just because you never looked into them? All of us have. Lot. See, I am not even talking about the enemies with whom you are fighting. I am talking only about the enemies you are entertaining who are there in your life because you never questioned. Your purpose of life and your perception, you have not achieved your purpose already, and you need to work towards it. These three. Criminal cognitions. Listen to the word I am using. Criminal cognitions. Reduces, converts your kala to your time. Aligning many of the fundamental understandings with the first principle of life. The first principle of life is oneness. Using the first principle, oneness, when the problems and questions are handled, conversion of your kala into time is drastically reduced. Understand? Depth of personality means your ability to handle all the fundamental questions of life with oneness in the source itself. In the source itself, if you handle many of your questions, your kala will not be reduced to time. Your inner space will reside more and more in kala. It will not go through the fears and greeds of time. All fear and all greed is your ability to understand whether you have less time or more time. That's all. All your fears, when you feel you don't have enough time, and all your greed is when you perceive you don't have enough time to enjoy, achieve what you want. This one understanding of time releases you from all fear and greed. If you know, you can just make any amount of time from kala. Kala is like a cotton, huge raw material. Cotton is available for you to make any amount of thread, time. Time is like a thread. Kala is like a cotton. Kala is the time of your life. Time is kala of your perceived reality. Listen. If you know you can make years out of your inner space, that's what I call Icha Mrityu. Bhishma was given a boon of Icha Mrityu. You can die when you want. If you don't want, you don't need to. Means he was given a boon to make any amount of time, number of years, out of his inner space, Kala. If the mirror does not have cracks, it will reflect the sun purely. Sun can be mapped into the mirror. Mirror can be trusted as the beautiful reflection. If the mirror has one crack, the sun and its reflection, we can say little disturbed. If the mirror has too many cracks, then the reflection cannot be trusted. That's precisely life. Listen. If you have too many cracks in your fundamental cognitions, like your life's purpose is this, and you have not achieved this, you need to achieve that, then from that you will get that, from that you will get this, then you will reach the life's purpose. This long chain of postponing stupid thought currents is the cracks on your inner space mirror. I'll repeat. Please listen. For example, you think my life's purpose is pleasure. Then I need beach house for it. Then I need money for it. Then I need job for it. Then I need to do what my boss wants me to do. Then I need to apply now for my job. Then I need to get up morning at this time. Get ready and go to the office at this time. Do what I am expected to do. In this whole thought current, long before, your original purpose is lost. Your need of pleasure and your actual action in time, do they anyway relate? The more gaps, more cracks. I am not saying your pleasure, your desire for pleasure is right or wrong. I am not legitimizing your purpose. I am only saying whether your purpose is legitimate or illegitimate. The purpose and your actions in your perceived reality itself is too far away. The layers of unconsciousness occupying your existence giving you the feeling that you are stuck, you are suffocated, giving you that feeling of bondage. Understand? Whoever decides to destroy this bondage chain is a seeker. Adinavasi is the lifestyle to break this bondage chain of suffocation, your fundamental questions need to be dealt with the fundamental answers of oneness before even they lead you to the secondary delusion. The first principle should be applied when the first delusion starts. The moment you wait for the secondary delusion, the first principle may not even be useful. I know. I am going above your head. I am not even expecting you to understand this satsang, this words I am uttering now itself. I will upload this in the YouTube. See at least 5-6 times for next 1 week. Digest every word and make every word as your cognition. Lot of unconscious games you are playing on yourself, the cruel jokes you are playing on yourself, you will realize. Life has to be lived. Don't play cruel jokes on you. End of the day, you are going to suffer for the cruel jokes you played on you. Worst cruel joke you can play on you, knowing that whole gap, listen, knowing that whole gap between the purpose and reality never got attended, and because of your various reasons you would never even try to bridge it. That's the most cruel joke you can play on you, you can do to you. First principle of oneness should be applied the moment you feel what is your purpose of life. So even if you come to conclusion about any purpose, if you go on be burning the preliminary question with the first principle, there will not be too many cracks on your mirror. There will not be too many cracks on your mirror. This is what I want you to know. If the kala gets converted into time with too many cracks on your mirror, you will feel stuck in life. If the kala gets converted into your time without moving out of the first principle of life oneness, you will experience so much of freedom in your very day-to-day life. Listen, both of you, a liberated being and the bound being, may have the same clock, but you will not have same time. You will not have same kala. You may have same chronological time, but you will not have same psychological space kala. In this conversion of kala into time, your internal organs and intra-organs go through heavy damage. That damage is responsible for old age, ill health, ultimately death. cleaning up the damage caused by time on your internal organs and intra organs by the pure first principle thought current of oneness is called Kundalini awakening. Fundamentally, I put the thought current of oneness into your internal organs and intra organs. That oneness burns all the pains, damages caused to your internal organs and intra organs. Worst pain caused in your internal organ and intra organ is selfishness. Listen. The wrong identification of your self as your body starts all the crimes in your life. I have seen people who think they are very brilliant by cheating others. Forget about cheating others, they cheat their own guru. And they think they are very brilliant. And they also try to hide their life into ignorance and thinking ignorance is cute. No. Ignorance is costly. Whether you know it or not, just because you are ignorant about death, don't think death is not going to happen. If you are intelligent about death, at least you can play with it. You can surely postpone, push, play around. I am claiming you can even permanently push it out. The science is available in Hindu tradition. When this Kundalini awakening happens, the first thing will happen in your system. The false identification of the localized self will start melting down in you, which brings tremendous ecstasy and feeling of freedom. Understand? The localized cognition of yourself as just your small pleasures or identification with your body or your name and fame and your identity. The localized logy with which you are functioning, I'll call it psychology. The logy which functions locally on your physical system. It is all about what your physical system goes through, ups or downs or right or left or center. The logy which functions constantly centered on your localized system. That is what I call selfishness. When the Kundalini is awakened in you, the larger understanding of the self liberates you from the shorter understanding of the self. That brings tremendous healing. Effect of time or your internal organs and intra-organs are healed. Now I am going to bring the first principle of oneness with the pure material called Kala into your perceived idea of time. When that Kundalini is brought into this and awakened, the ill effects of your convoluted logic on your internal organs and intra-organs gets healed. That is what I call anti-aging, reversing the aging process, reversing the negativities of the aging process. Certain herbs are capable of holding this thought current and transmitting it to you. I am going to bring that thought currents now, infuse it into these herbs, is what is Aushadha making process. I know too many things I explained is going beyond your perception, but watch this introduction at least 5 times in next few days. You will understand many things I want to convey, which I conveyed through my intense silence, than the descriptive words. So now I'll start the process of making the Aushadha. Even if you just sit, you don't need to concentrate, meditate, nothing. Just sit. You will have these very vibrations working on your intra-organ and internal organ and supporting your system to receive this Aushadha and its effects on your internal organs and intra-organs. Let's start. You don't need to close your eyes. You can see what I am doing. But sit straight. Keep your neck, head and the spine straight. So, when the Kundalini Shakti is transmitted in you, it just functions beautifully and intensely. Chant the Omkara intensely along with me. Om is the sound of the universe, which is centered in source, which can vibrate in our time. This can be the beautiful bridge for us to move from time to Kala, the source. So just chant intensely the Omkara along with me. Om. 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 I just wanted to formally announce that making the Aushadha, the preliminary Aushadha for Amritattva is successful. The first level Amritattva Aushadha is done. We just need to work next levels and put all this into medical trial and other validating processes so it can be made available to the whole world. With this, I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living, Shuddhatvaita Saivam, Sada Shivoham, the eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful.
மண்ணே மாமலையே மணியே மாணிக்கமே மரகதமே வைரமே பொன்னே புகழ் சேர் பொன்மலையே சோதி வடிவான ரூபனே என் குருநாதா என் குருநாதா என் குருநாதா அஞ்ஞான கடல் நீங்கி எனக்கு ஆத்ம ஞானம் அளிப்பாய் குருநாதா நித்யானந்தா ஆத்ம ஞானம் அளிப்பாய் நித்யானந்தா கொண்டு கங்கை முடி கொண்டு நர்த்தனம் புரியும் ஈசனே சுடலை பொடி பூசி புடுக்கை தனை ஏந்தும் காலனே புடி தோலனே மீனி பிடியால் உள்ள முறைகின்ற மதுரை மாநகரின் ராசனே இன்னல்களை கலைந்து இன்பங்களை அளிக்கும் சுந்தர வடமணி நேசனே ஞாயிறு திங்கள் நித்த முறைகின்ற செவ்விழி கொண்ட செல்வனே சொற்களே எந்த சோமனே ஐயா சோதி வடிவான ரூபனே அடிமுடி காணா அண்ணாமலையே அகிலம் போற்றிடும் ஐயனே நாதாவரணனே நால்வர் போற்றிட நயமுடனாடிடும் நாதனே ஆழகாலம் உண்டு ஆழம் காடுதனில் ஆனந்த நடமிடும் ஆதி செய்வனே மங்கையிடம் கொண்டு கங்கை முடி கொண்டு நர்த்தனம் புரியும் ஈசனே சுடலை முடி பூசி உடுகை ஏந்தும் காலனே புலிதோலனே மீனின் விழிகால் உள்ள முறைகின்ற மதுரை மாநகரின் ராசனே இன்னல்களை கலைந்து இன்பங்களை அளிக்கும் சுந்தர வடமணி நேசனே அப்பாய் காட்சி தரும் எங்கள் ஆணை காவலசே ஆதிகந்தமிலாத ஜோதிய அருணகிரி உரைநாதனே உலகைய கிடும் வாயு வடிவே காலகத்தி ஈசனே தொழுதிடத்தில்லை நகர்தனில் வானில் ஆடும் கூத்தனே பஞ்சபூதமும் நித்தம் பணியும் பரமனே பரமேசனே நித்யரசித நித்ய வைபவ குப்த கைலை வாசனே ஈசனே சர்வேசனே பரமேசனே ஜெகதீசனே நித்யனே ஆனந்தனே என் ஜீவனே குரு தேவனே
दुखों के सारे। जय बोलो नित्यानंदा नित्यानंद, विनाशक ये दुखों के सारे। जय बोलो नित्यानंदा नित्यानंद, ये है न्यारे हमारे। जय बोलो नित्यानंदा नित्यानंद, भगवान ये है न्यारे हमारे। जय बोलो नित्यानंदा नित्यानंद, नाशक ये दुखों के सारे। जय बोलो नित्यानंदा नित्यानंद, नाशक ये दुखों के सारे। जय बोलो नित्यानंदा नित्यानंद।
राजाधिराजाय प्रशक्यशालिने नमो वयं वै श्रवणाय कुर्महे नमे कामाय मह्यं कामेश्वरो वै श्रवणो ददातु कुबेराय वैश्रवणाय महाराजाय नमः।
சனடி போற்றி சிவன் சேவடி போற்றி நேயத்தே நின்றறிமலனடி போற்றி மாயப்பிறப்பருக்கும் மன்னனடி போற்றி சீரார் பெரும் துறையினம் தேவனடி போற்றி ஆராத இன்பம் அருளும் மலை போற்றி ஈசனே சிந்தை கவலமந்த நேசனே நீ வருவாய் பூவோடு கனிகளை கொண்டு உன்னை பூஜித்தோ அருள் தருவாய் கலி என்னும் கடலினில் மூழ்கிட்டேயும் இனி கரம் தந்து காத்திருந்து கருணை பொய்கையில் அலர்ந்திட்ட அலவத்மம் போல உன் திருவடியில் வாழ்ந்திட நிற்கிறேன் வாராய் அருணாச்சலனே நீ வாராய் அகண்ட ஜோதியனே வாராய் அல்லல் நீக்கிடவே வாராய் அகிலம் போற்றுகின்ற ஈசனே சிந்தை கவர்ந்த நேசனே நீ வருவாய் ஒடு கனிகளை கொண்டு பூஜித்தோ அருள் தருவாய். கையினில் சூலமும் மெய்யினில் வில்வமும் நிறையா கடல் நீர் குடியோடு தரிசனம் அருளவா செம்பொன் மாட சிற்றவை தனிலே சிந்தை கவர்ந்த உன்னை சிக்கன பிடித்தேனே வந்தும் புகழ் பெறும் நான் வரை நாயகா மதியனில் நிறைந்திடுவாய் மதி உணராதவர்க்கு மதி உணர் செய்திட வான்மழை நீ ஏந்திவாய். காரணே நாதிகேச திவ்ய பிரம்மரூபனே மீனாட்சி சக்தி சகித சுந்தரேசனே அண்ணாமலை உதித்த நித்யநந்தனே சித்து அச்சித்தெல்லாம் முன்னாலே இயக்கும் முன்னாலே உந்தன் கண்ணாலே சிகையில் அணிந்திட்ட மதியாலே மதியின் ஒளியாலே தெளிந்திடும் வழியாலே ஜீவன் முக்தி பெற விழைந்தோமே உந்தன் திருவடியை தொழுதோமே வேள்வியாகினாய் கேள்வியாகினாய் கேள்விக்கான பதிலுமாகினாய் ஒளியாகினாய் உலகுமாகினாய் அதுவாகி அருள்படி தரும் கர்ம விதைகள் தீர்க்கும் காசிநாதனே எங்கள் கர்மம் போக்கி எம்மையாலும் நேசனே ஏகாந்தமாக ஏக பாதம் தூக்கியே மணியாரை காக்க வேண்டும் நித்யநந்தனே